Happy Friday, November 14th, everyone. It's 8:20 p.m. I'm here just south of Queen Street on Yonge Street in downtown Toronto. Some very noisy people behind me. I want to welcome everyone into the chat. The temperature is about 6 degrees Celsius. Let me just make sure the video and audio are coming in. They appear to be doing just that. I'm just gonna go, this might be a bit of a short one, I'm not really sure, but I finished recording a video today and I just kind of felt like doing a little live stream while I'm out. IA is here, Juan, Mark Allen, Alicia Lewis, Rome with Sign, all the way from Phuket. How are you liking all those new, very restrictive laws they just implemented in Thailand? Marge is here, Estelle, Huzja, Medano, Jasmine, Drew Costin, Gertej, Mark Lang, and everyone else, Elizabeth, Christian, and Maria, Nilsson, Mimi, Kevin, sorry if I missed you, and perhaps I named you twice, but welcome to a Friday night live stream where we're probably just going to head north up Yonge. I don't really know. Probably going to want to go home at some point. Let me get my chatting set to all messages. There we go. Lorraine McLean is here. This is looking like a nice evening. So far, so good. There I am. Not sure how well the camera is picking this up in low light, but thanks for tuning in. If you want to join into the chat, if you're watching this while it's live, you do have to be subscribed to the channel, but it doesn't cost you anything. We got a big, awesome community here, so you'll be welcomed with open arms. There are some rules down in the description that need to be followed, but basically, don't be a dumbass, and you are welcome here. So I just did a downtown walk that finished up at the Eaton Center. I caught the Christmas tree light show. Yesterday, they unveiled the Christmas tree lighting at the Eaton Center. I recorded that last year and it was super annoying. It was really packed. So I thought I would do it the day after this year. Let's start heading north up Yonge Street. I hope you're all having an awesome, awesome Friday. I always love walking this stretch at night. Tonight seems kind of dead though. I was at College Station like an hour and a half ago. I felt like I was the only one in there, and usually that's pretty busy. They're changing the facade on the Eaton Center. The Eataly is not open for all the people that have been asking, but it should be opening very soon. Brad Palmer is here, Jeanette Morales, Epic Nation HD, Estelle. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We've already hit over 200 viewers, just like that. Awesome stuff. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but this is a very quiet Friday night on Yonge Street. Obviously up around Yonge and Dundas it's a little bit lively, but when I was there an hour and a half ago it didn't seem to have all the usual buskers and preachers and stuff going on. Dundas Square was kind of empty. Hey, Chris Mills is here. There's the Massey Tower. Massey Hall is right around the corner. You're welcome, Susan. Yeah, I checked out the distillery in yesterday's video. The Christmas market, which they call Winter Village there for some reason. I almost found myself going tonight. Someone said that they wanted to go, and there would have been a few of them, and they asked if I wanted a ticket, and I was like, maybe, but we ended up just going out for dinner instead. I imagine it's quite busy over there. Greetings, Marty M.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it feels like an 11 or 12 p.m. crowd. The Eaton Center's still open. It was very quiet. Greetings, Mad Lab Press and Morgan. So just to the right is Massey Hall at Shooter Street here. The iconic Massey Hall. Well, there's a show there tonight. It's still going on.
I can't believe it.
I agree, Mark Allen. Hey, Marge is here. Greetings, Marge. Thanks to our mods who have tuned in. Hey, Mark D has joined the chat. That lady was walking to her far left, going around a corner without looking. There is Italy. It'll be opening in a week or two, if I'm not mistaken. I think they've posted their actual opening day on their website. Simon's opened a few months ago. They have a holiday live music schedule up. There's a player piano rocking out tunes. I just cut through there. One of these places where you'll spend $1 million trying to win something worth $2 in a very short time. Greetings, Vivian. Thank you for always having a clean and steady shot. Well, it's the setup that does all the work. I just press some buttons and start walking and blabbering. But we're heading up to Dundas Square. Keep the camera away from that dude's bear behind. He was mooning us. Look how quiet the square is. No events being held here this weekend. Obviously, they've shut off the fountains. And it's the end of an era just over to the east of here. The old Imperial Pub is closing its doors this weekend. I'll head out to the east side of the square and we'll get a look at that in a moment, but I have memories of going there. I usually went to the library upstairs. I think I only went to the downstairs level once around the fish tank. Lorraine thinks there was a tribute to Neil Young at Massey Hall last night. Neat. Lisa is here. Yeah, You can hear some of the busking and noise over there, but that is like a fraction as busy as it would have been during the summer. Hey, Toe Jam, for not showing man's ass. $10. All I have to do is not show a man's ass and I get $10. Thank you, Toe Jam. I think I can do that all stream, although I think unfortunately we did get a little bit of that ass. And Morgan, nobody shoots and walks like Johnny strides. Thank you, Morgan Tristram. Tristram, sorry about that. Look at these silly people spelling the name of the square wrong on that. Well, I won't say what I would do to that sign if I had a baseball bat, but and no one was looking, but it wouldn't be nice. Just kidding. But the Imperial Pub is having its last weekend. And I think there's a lot of people going there to mourn its passing. We can go take a look at that. But that block is up for redevelopment. There's a Burrito Boys over there that's leaving. Toe Jam says, damn, donated $100 yesterday on another stream and got 2 likes. This 10 is for you. Did you get more than that on this one, Toe Jam? Let me see. Ooh, you got over 10. All I gotta do is keep making sure you get likes and not showing man ass. You're an easy person to please, but thank you, Toe Jam. Here I am, stupid me, thinking maybe I could just pop in there with my camera and get one final walk through this place. It's like Moe's Tavern on the first floor, like a really cool hangout called the Library on the second floor, and they've got a really nice patio in the back. But yeah, it's an end of an era. Kind of wish I recorded this earlier. There's a lot of people paying their final respects and saying their last goodbyes to the Imperial Pub. I've always had a good time there. The servers have always been really good. The food, pretty good. You don't really go there to eat. Mayday Burger is gone. I think there was a record store gone. That Burrito Boys is still there, but they'll be closing soon. But goodbye, Imperial Pub. Toe Jam says, very easy to please and loose with my money. I'll stay right here on this stream and out of Zanzibar for a little bit. Why don't you? But thank you, Toe Jam. Thank you very much. As a 512 St. Clair streetcar, tell me Toronto's transit network is very functional when you see a 512 streetcar going all the way to Greenwood, rolling on Dundas. To the south, you have the Queen and King lines. Just to the south, just to the north, you have the 506 Carlton. And then way, way, way north, you have the St. Clair line. It's a big crowd of people. And that's not a very expensive pub either, so it's definitely going to be missed. It's a very unpretentious place. Just show up as you are. And that's the type of thing that just doesn't really pop up in newer buildings and newer builds.
Yeah, you got to work that stress.
Somebody is honking. Hey, over 400 viewers. Thank you so much. Friendly reminder, like, subscribe, hit the bell, yada yada. Be sure to like Toe Jam Super Chats. Oh, look what they've added here. This is kind of new. Stop TTC. What will happen is this intersection gets backed up and the streetcars run in the middle of traffic. So a lot of times motorists will end up blocking the streetcar doors. So they've got this extra notice there. At least it says the horn thing is not excellent. I don't know who was in the wrong, but sometimes laying on the horn is the right thing to do. Sometimes it's not. Often what happens is you get someone trying to turn at this intersection or do something they're not supposed to. Look at this food guy just sitting there. Hey, Toe Jam. Okay, chat, 448 viewers, 150 likes in 5 minutes, and I drop $100. I don't know who this Toe Jam person is, but if you're watching and you click like on their super chat 100 times, I'll be a very, very happy person, and I'll gift some of that to a charitable place. I haven't done my annual Humane Society donation. I usually donate to them every winter, so some of that will go towards that, but I give that anyway, so that's a little disingenuous of me to say that. But thank you, Toe Jam. You're up to 20 likes. Someone's going to probably want to troll and get it up to 99 and then just downvote brigade, if that's even possible. Alright, there's a dude singing for Jesus right there. I don't really want to pick up a copyright for that, so let's head to the other side of the street. Your video has been demonetized by Christian rock. Imagine if that was the case. But this is the scramble crossing. Normally all the racket is going on at that corner. Lisa says just some of it. Well, I'm not gonna try to give myself a pat in the back, but I leave a little bit more than that when I send that off, or I send them more than that. It's one of the 2 good things I do all year. But thank you, Toe Jam. You're up to 38 likes. I don't think we're going to get to 100, but I appreciate the effort. A lot of people are just kind of passively watching and don't even have the chat open. But we do have a very active community. I see some live streams where they have 2-3 times the viewers and a third of the chat activity. So I'm quite fortunate to be joined by so many awesome folks. There's where Bonnie Boys moved to. They were originally located just north of Girard. That building is up for a redevelopment. So it's good to see Bonnie Boys has found a new home. I'm a fan of the one at Yonge and Eglinton. I go there at least once a week. There's Dave's Hot Chicken. Okay, Toe Jam's up to 44. And if this were a few months later, I'd be heading into there because there would be an ice skating rink open at TMU. That's Toronto Metropolitan University, formerly Ryerson. A lot of people ask me if that name change bugs me because it's quite obvious. I'm not a fan of the Sky Dome being renamed the Rogers Centre or Dundas Square being renamed, but it's a university. They can do what they want. That one doesn't really bother me that much. And they have their reasons, of course, which are a little more legitimate than the other reasons given. Toe Jam, $100. 100 likes was for your stream, not your donation. Congrats on 100 likes for my stream. Holy shit. Toe Jam, quite generous. I was thinking it was for your donation. Thank you, Toe Jam. Thank you so much. In the words of Borat, wah wah wee wah wah. There's the warehouse. I like to go to the one on Bloor Street in the Annex, actually. This one's pretty good in the summer. They've got a nice rooftop patio. Their food definitely it punches above its weight. It's actually quite good, but their portions are small, so if you've got an appetite, you might find yourself ordering 2 portions, thus losing the great value. And I posted a picture of this place on my Instagram. But I had my birthday dinner last Saturday. Where I often go on my birthday. Best dang restaurant in the city, in my opinion. Barbarian Steakhouse. I had the New York strip loin, the 12 ounce. That was my birthday steak. And up here I had we shared the mushrooms, those ones, the sauté mushrooms, and the garlic bread. And I had beer as well, but they don't have that posted here. They have one of, if not the most impressive wine collection in the city. It is enormous. They give you a wine menu the size of a phone book. And I know it's steak. I'm a beer drinker anyways. Mark says they have a crazy wine cellar. Yeah, they do. It's got kind of that stuffy old atmosphere in the best of ways. It's hard to put my finger on it, but that's an awesome, awesome place. I only ever go there once a year because obvious monetary reasons, but I recommend going if you want to treat yourself to a very old school steak restaurant experience. You had crackers and whiskey and apple juice for dinner. I had a chicken katsu burger with a delicious slaw on the side. And a light adult beverage. There's the iconic Zanzibar. Thank you, Ian. I had a pretty good birthday. Mike T says $18 mashed potatoes. They better be really good. Not super necessary if you order a steak, though. The steak comes with potatoes or fries. I had an enormous baked potato with mine with bacon, sour cream. There's something else in there as well. Something is going on in the area for 3 cruisers to be here. No lights on. It's a very bold place. to park. The guy's on his phone. Borderline blocking an intersection and a no parking zone right behind a cop. The second he sees a cop walk out, I bet he flips on the ignition. Even though the cops will just shrug and be like, that's not us. Lisa says that's a lot for food. Hey, special occasions. I saw Eileen Davila, the old chief medical officer for Toronto, in there last year when I went to my birthday. For the first says I can use Tojan's donation at Zanzibar after the stream. I don't even know if I've ever been to Zanzibar. I know I've been to Brass Rail when we were like 19. I was one of the last of my friends to turn 19, and they had been a few times. And they dragged me there from Mississauga. That's just something young, dumb 19-year-old guys do. Why is this Coors Light so expensive, I wondered.
They're gonna forget about it in months.
Oh, well. Cheers. Viewer. Hey, Toe Jam says 300 stream likes by 9 p.m. and you'll drop another 100. You heard the good word from Toe Jam. Thank you, first and foremost, for another donation. Thank you, Toe Jam, for the tenner. Just on a completely unrelated note. Not related to that at all, but don't forget to like the stream. I hear motors and I don't see license plates. Oh, well, they're having fun. May the night be yours. Maybe turn on some of your lights. You're a little hard for the motorists to see. I'm all for micro-mobility, but riding around at night without your lights on is an extremely dumb thing to do. Hi, Mike T. I wonder what the historic pricing at Barbarians is. It was a little more this year than in the past. Samantha says this is fun. Speaking of fun, the Barbara Ann Scott Ice Trail will be opening, I think, December 6th around 2 p.m. Smoke says, I don't see helmets either. Yeah, if it has a motor, you need a helmet. But that's really for your own safety. That one doesn't bother me at all because you're not really endangering other people. You're just taking it upon yourself. And another thing is some of those things go so fast and they're heavy enough so you have enough force that your typical bicycle helmet isn't rated for those kinds of impacts. So you need a more serious helmet if you're riding some of those things those guys were on. There's a guy who knows what he's doing with his helmet. So Jam drives in MO Zone 2 and trust you regular drivers try to kill you every day. Yeah, when I'm on it doesn't matter if I'm on an e-bike, my e-scooter, my single speed. I actually have a fixed gear bike I've taken out a few times. My brother gave it to me on my balcony. I suck at riding a fixed gear. Hi I can stop and control it well enough, but yeah, it feels like every motorist is out to kill me, pretty much. There's that one video of that guy who had a pool noodle sticking out of the side of his bike. That was a meter long. Vehicles are supposed to leave a meter between you and their vehicle, but obviously they don't. And hey, we're at 223 likes. Not related to any super chat activity or anything, but I'd really appreciate it if you guys liked the stream. Doesn't cost you anything. Just click that little thumb up. Or if you don't like it, click the thumb down. What are you doing watching? Greetings, Doug C. Deb says, what's a fixed gear? A fixed gear bike is just that. If you pedal forwards, you go forwards. If you pedal backwards, you go backwards. When you want to stop, you have to find that equilibrium in the middle. It's basically like a single speed going forward, but like a track bike going backwards. This one has like a flip-flop hub on it, but I'm not handy enough to turn that around myself and turn it into a single speed. He also gave me a bike that didn't have pedals. But it was still nice of him. So James says the pool noodle would be a good idea. Yeah, I think he just did it to make a point and maybe go a little viral, but it's a good idea. Chris Outdoors, that's a good point. I wasn't thinking of that. But yeah, if you don't wear a helmet, you can end up eating up the resources of our paramedics and hospital employees and take up a valuable space there that is no doubt in need or could be used by other people. Unless you just go splat. I will concede that argument to you. Very good point.
I'm like Street Mother.
But from another point of view, that one, it's still, look at this guy, no lights. Turn on your friggin' lights. It still doesn't bother me as much because they're not out actively endangering other people. Aurora says, where am I? I am on Yonge Street going north. And that used to be a second cup over there. Toronto's looking like Blade Runner tonight. If you want to see it looking Blade Runner-esque, I would say if you came at twilight, right after a rainfall, especially around Yonge and Dundas, that would be kind of maximum Blade Runner. Just the glow of all those lights reflecting off the wet pavement. It's really a special experience, in my opinion. Hey guys, we are at 280 likes, I think. 20 likes away from the big 300. Seoul gamjatang, pork bone soup. That used to be a Wendy's. There was a period where I think there was only one Wendy's left in the city, or at least downtown, and that was in the Scotia Plaza food court. But Wendy's has made a pretty strong resurgence. There's Wendy's popping up all over the place. Lisa says, getting there, almost there. Amy says, nice looking night. Aurora says, didn't notice the title. It's all good.
Guys, my sister.
Oh, we got a parade of sirens. Cue the Bad Boys theme song. Sirens off. Maybe that was just so they could make their way through that intersection. Done way dumb. $10. Happy belated birthday, Lordy. Look who's 40. 45 to be specific, but thank you. Thank you very much for the super and the belated birthday gift. Cheers to you. I was just reading a comment about gamjatang as I heard people speaking Hangul walking by. Speaking of Hangul, I've been watching Physical Asia. That show is awesome. It looks like Australia played their cards wrong. Oh, that cop just turned its lights on. Holy shit, we got another super. This cop, let's just see. No, he just had to Yui. They're not in any hurry. Toe Jam, wow, I didn't think it was possible. Great work, Johnny. Keep it up. I don't know who you are, Toe Jam, but I like the cut of your jib. Thank you so much for the super chat. Again, holy cow, Toe Jam making it rain in Toronto. Thank you so much. And we got another one. Deb01, happy birthday and thank you for our stream. Deb01, thank you so much for the $9.99. Cheers to you. Thank you so much, Debo1. And of course, Toe Jam and everyone else. Also, huge thanks to the moderators. We're already over 600 people in the chat. So things can get hairy sometimes. There could be a troll or two, so thank you guys for manning the ship. Sorry, my stream just got interrupted there. I ended up in Top Chat. Toe Jam says, formerly known as BJ, you've donated before, no chargebacks. No worries. Coffini says, I'm about to be attacked by nice. Well, if you're going to be attacked, that's the kind of attacked I would like. I guess the next one would be maybe the tickle monster. That would still be assault though, wouldn't it? So yeah, let's stick to attacked by nice. Euro Nation says, try and steal a cop car GTA style. Did you hear about that guy who stole a bus in Hamilton? And apparently, just like Kramer's story on Seinfeld, he kept making all the stops. And he denied boarding to someone with an expired bus pass. What an absolute legend. Yeah, obviously, don't go stealing buses, but dude managed to steal a bus, operate it properly, and even check to make sure people had valid fares. Pretty legendary story to tell right there. That's just something that makes you kind of smile. It could have been a horrible story. But instead it turned into one of those kind of funny, kind of feel good in a way stories. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto of a public bus with passengers on it. But dude drove it responsibly. Maybe he just had a lifelong dream to be a bus driver. And that was his shot to experience it. Deb says, oh no, with passengers too. Yeah, but apparently he drove it properly and made the stops. Mark says just Hamilton things. Moraine says making all the stops is hilarious. Yeah, you think he might have smiled and just let everybody on. And like, it's your lucky day. Hey, there's a faux en vue. There's one of those coming to Yonge and Eglinton. I've been waiting for that to open forever. Because the Vietnamese restaurant I always go to these days, especially in the winter, is usually lined up. Lisa says Yonge Street looks better at night. It does. In the early days of this channel, my biggest video by far was a Yonge Street walk at night. I remember when that video hit like 20,000 views. I was kind of through the moon. At that point, most of my videos only got like 300-400 views. I had the odd video crack 1,000, but that one went into the tens of thousands. Another early video I had that did insane views was Toronto to Bangkok, but I did it as a hyperlapse, so it was like the whole thing in fast forward. I set it to music. It started at Yonge and Eglinton, walking into the station, getting on the subway, going all the way over to Pearson Airport, boarding the plane, making the transfer. I think that was in Taiwan. I flew EVA. Then getting off at Suvarnabhumi Airport in Bangkok, getting on the airport rail, going all the way into Sukhumvit, or Sukhumvit, even though that's the wrong way to say it, and to my hotel. That video racked up a lot of views. Tell them how you really feel, honky honker. Lisa doesn't mind the occasional hyperlapse. That's all my channel was back then. But I think on a future Friday or Saturday at night, it might be time to go back to the well and do another night walk on Yonge. Toe Jam says, go buy a drink or something to eat, support the neighborhood. Thank you, Toe Jam. I went to, right before this live stream, the Ballyhoo Public House. That is a new local establishment on Danforth. And I gotta say, it's really, really nice. The food was fantastic. The atmosphere was nice. I got there at 5:15. It wasn't very busy, but by the time I left, it was packed. So, Toe Jam, I will absolutely continue checking out new local haunts or new local places. I always try to buy a locally brewed beer whenever I can. And of course, whenever I walk by places that I've been to and can vouch for or want to go to, I point them out on my streams and videos. Hey, Plush Mickey is here. There's the Diner's Corner. Action Kid. I think went there when he was in town. Good for life.
Then it becomes a question of how.
Oh, is Ken trying to figure out where I am? I think Ken is a little south of here. I'm just looking at his stream. You just passed ABC Books, says someone. Well, let's just stay here for a second. I was not aware that Ken was on Young. I'm just gonna say hi in his chat. Hi, LOL. I think he's just south of here. Sorry guys, one sec. Oh, that guy went roaring by. Where's that knucklehead? Oh, is he all the way down at college? Ah, he's far. Far, I think. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna catch me. Well, if someone wants to let him know, I'm just gonna continue north. I was unaware. We'll have to go down as a missed connection. Hey, my first theater experience in the city was at the New Yorker Theater, which is now the CAA Theater. At one point it was the Panasonic Theater. Kojam says run. I think he's too far south. I'll check one last time. I don't think Ken has two phones, so I don't think he can pull up his... Yeah, it looks to me like he's way down there. He's at college. Sorry. Sorry about that.
That's a lot.
Was changed to be Greek American.
Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah, we're too far apart. So at some point, we walk past each other. Scientology building is just dark. Yeah, we walked past that. There's two of them. That's the Scientology building on the left. How long have we been live for here? 51 minutes. There's the Twilight Cafe. This is Charles Street. I don't really have a plan tonight. I don't think I'm going to make it all the way up to Yonge and Eglinton. I have streamed that before a few times. All right, we'll just keep going by that. A little bit of a train wreck back there. You'll be here next month. We'll be excited. Good stuff. There's Ginger. That place used to be easily the best value. Prior to the pandemic, you could get like a bowl of beef noodle soup there for like $7. It used to be one of my favorite places to just grab a bowl of pho, Sit by the window, watch the world go by. They used to have a location just north of Yonge and Dundas, way back in the late 90s. They've got another one on Queen West. I think there's one on Church. There's Chick-fil-A, the place that don't open Sundays. And I wonder how the ballroom is doing. Got some deals. I need to make plans going bowling with Jeff. Maybe we'll just do the ballroom. Over here.
That's true.
Made it to Yonge and Bloor, the tallest building in the country. In a very short period of time is right here. It's not open, but I don't believe the Sky Tower has yet surpassed it. Maybe it has actually. Greetings, Morgan. We're at Yonge and Dundas. Moments away from leaving downtown. Greetings, Dull Video. That's Yorkville over there. Chat, next challenge for Johnny. Walk home on one foot. Harjot had a good time at the Royal Agricultural Fair. I have not been to that since I was like an elementary student.
Okay, please compare.
We've left the downtown stretch of Yonge. It's a little quieter for the next while. In fact, it doesn't really pick up until just a few blocks north of Yonge and Eglinton. Jack Astor's on the right.
So long.
And I'm like, no, how's it going? Like, what's the job status? Like what's going on?
There's the reference library. Jeanette, if you're in the chat. Probably the second most well-known library in the city. And the first, as far as being a Toronto Public Library, I think Robert's Library might be the most known. I might be wrong, it might be that one. Don't really know. Nowhere in the world except in Toronto where you will find, I can't get words out tonight, green and orange taxis? That can't be true. Somewhere else has to have them. I wonder where all these people going south are coming from. They wouldn't be coming from Rosedale Station. Luke asking where's Henry Toronto Tech and Transit been? I think he was taking a break. He fancied a move to British Columbia earlier, according to some of the things I was reading, including a post he left. I'm not sure what the status of that is, but I hope he's doing well.
Yeah.
And that guy live streams. He goes like 5-6 hours at a time. Whereas me, I just aim to hit 90 minutes. Once we hit that, everything else is gravy. Speaking of which, we're a minute shy of an hour on this one. And a friendly reminder to hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when I go live next. It might be tomorrow, it might be Sunday, it might be Monday. All depends on how I feel and what I'm doing. I'll probably be live Sunday night over on the Johnny Stumbles channel at 8 p.m. Jeanette re-injured her left hamstring. You tripped over a large stone walking around your apartment complex. You're a hot mess. You're finally getting back into cartwheel shape, Jeanette. Anthony says I seem blurry tonight. Do I look blurry to you guys? Camera looks clear to me. Let me know. Hey, Kaylee Bird. You went to the Winter Village, didn't you? You said you were bringing the little one? So on the right is Church Street. This is the northern terminus of Church. Across the street is Davenport. And we have hit 701 viewers. Thank you so much. If you're just tuning in, I started south of Queen Street. I just kind of dilly-dallied my way up Yonge. Now we are north of Davenport and Church. Maybe I'll set my sights on St. Clair. Yeah, let's just walk up to St. Clair. That seems good. Is that true about the Masonic Temple, Chris? Which I just walked by. That's where I saw the Foo Fighters.
Well, I don't count because I learned it already.
Back in April of '96. I still have the ticket stub. Did I say 100 viewers? I don't think I did. Greetings, Canadian Vasily. There's Canadian Tire. This one is a franchise location. That chain has come under fire. I hope those goggles are okay. They're just tied together. I wonder if they're with that lady. I hope so. They're not tied to anything. That's a franchise location. They own the Hudson's Bay trademark now. It's amazing how much quieter it is. No, it's pointing that way. You're in public though. You're on cameras. No, I point the camera away, but if you're in public, you have no privacy, right? I'm not taking shit from some dude. Anyways. That guy gave me like a look from a distance, so I was like, yeah, he's gonna say something, and he did. Lisa says, dude, don't. Yeah, anyone crazy enough to bring it up might be crazy in another way, but Anywho, Rosedale Station is coming up on the right. Ken has made it to Dundas Square. Toe jam. $20 for not taking shit, you tell him. Oh, heart and like that. Thank you, Toe Jam. Thank you so much for the 20. Cheers to you. And the other thing is, the guy's face was completely covered. Like, what are you so paranoid about? Someone blasting the tunes from their bike. Someone's playing those tunes awfully loud. That's the dude. I don't know, there's paranoid people. There's also a lot of people that just don't understand. It's like, if you don't want to be on a camera, why would you draw attention to yourself and go up and have the camera person feature you in the video they're making? Alicia Lewis, $5 for a hot drink afterward. Thank you, Alicia Lewis. Thank you so much, Alicia. We're at that time of year where my nose has started to run like a faucet. Hey, Howard Charco is here. Feels like a night after I edit the video I made just before now. I'm gonna have a cookie and watch some TV. You know what I mean by that? Very strong cookie. So we are coming up upon Summer Hill. Well, we're in the Summer Hill neighborhood, but the Summer Hill LCBO. Kurtich says almost at Stridsland. I don't think we're going to get all the way up there. Toe Jam says you've always thought of getting on the e-bike and crashing my street, but that's too much work. I don't blame you. There's the effort of just getting the bike out and getting on it, figuring out where the streamer is. I've had people find me right after I ended the stream. And they're like, no, I'm trying to stream you or snipe you. It's like, I didn't know that. But it can be fun when viewers pop in and say hi. Lisa says, bummer about the rain tomorrow. Oh, here's that loud motorbike. I gotta mute it because this guy's gonna... He's gonna get us a copyright claim. Hey, it's Taroni coming up. I don't want this lady in front of me thinking I'm following her with the camera. I'll let her get a little bit of distance. Is he aware his music is loud? I'm sure he is very aware of that. But they've got a nice rooftop patio. We'll spin around to the south. There's a view of Yorkville. So it's pretty quiet on this stretch. Young Mojo says, hello everyone, don't want to miss anyone. Coffini, yes. I think I've seen you a few times, right? Destination travels $5. It's harder to snipe you after your stream is over. Also, you're at 9K. Yay. That is very true, and thank you so much for the support. Destination Travels, and congrats on 9K. You're 1K away from the big milestone. You'll get that by Christmas, I'm sure. Beautiful train station. Well, former train station. Are we running this fountain? It is absolutely beautiful around here right now. KB the hobbyist dropping some useful info. Not the biggest LCBO. Oh, it's open now. They're on holiday hours. That's where that guy was going. Destination Travels, another 5. You were going for 10 but forgot to change the amount. It's all good, good sir. Thank you so much for the additional super. It's $1 for every K plus your next K. Congrats in advance. That fountain has run since at least 2016. I don't know if it's going to do the tip thing tonight, is it? What happens is this fills up with water and then it tips over, but I think they've turned that element off for the winter. Maybe it has something to do with freezing. We'd be standing here a long ass time waiting for that to happen. Greetings, Greg Keating. But if you're ever in the mood to buy some booze, this is the place. Maybe that was an employee we saw walking in there. No, the guy who went in front of me is just up here. I don't want to look like I'm stalking him, but literally walking through the store and there's a security guard. So they must be open and they must be on holiday hours. Get yourself some Kittling Ridge ice wine. Toe Jam, I had 10K experience and it lowered it. Do I have to keep donating? Let's find out. I don't know, Toe Jam. You're on your own on that mission, but thank you so much for the tenor. And Mojo, F too many beers. Mojo 2112. Thank you so much, Mojo and Toe Jam. I think Toe Jam's trying to set some kind of record tonight. Thank you very much. And Mojo. We're at Shaftesbury Avenue. Summerhill Station is just over to the right. Toe Jam says, what is the record? I don't know, but you're setting some kind of record. Thank you again for the super chat. Let's hope Mommy doesn't give you a talking to when she sees her credit card bill. There's a look south. Ash said they planned on walking through Mount Pleasant Cemetery tomorrow. I would check that out, or check what the weather is like in the morning. Sometimes forecasts change. But yeah, it's looking like a rainy, kind of miserable day. Marge says it was Enrico. I remember that guy. Remember doing a live stream up in Scarborough. I think I was on like Shepherd Avenue East, like way out there. I was making my way from Scarborough Town Center. And Enrico showed up and started making it rain. I don't know how else to put it. Do I use battery heated socks? No, I have battery heated gloves, which are quite handy on the e-bike in the winter. Toe Jam says, Mommy is long past. Sorry to hear that, but if you were a woman, you would be a grandma. You're close to being a grandpa, but not yet. Well, Toe Jam, whatever it is you are, it's much appreciated. Thank you again. Thank you for yet another super chat. You can find your favorite charity and start kicking donations that way. If you want to give me the tax receipt for it, I'll take it. Although, do your homework with charities. Because sometimes a lot of that money ain't going to the cause. In fact, a lot of the time, that's the case. All right, we're at Woodlawn Avenue. Speaking of people that don't like to be recorded, remember a long time ago, this would have been about 4 or 5 years ago, I was walking up this very part of Yonge Street at night, and there was a dude with bright orange pants on the other side of the street. And when I got to the top of the crest of the hill here, I just turned around and wanted to look south. And he was yelling, "Why are you recording me?" And then he started actively chasing me. He like ran full speed at me. And as luck would have it, there were 2 police cruisers just chilling in the middle of the street. So I ran up to one and was like, "Hey, that guy is chasing me." And the cop didn't look like he wanted to be bothered. But he then said, "All right, I'll help you out," or something like that. And then the little coward came over here somewhere and like hid while I talked to the cop. Like, yeah, if I was the one doing something wrong, why would I be talking to the cop? I remember that. That was a very, very weird experience. That guy was either on something and extremely paranoid or selling something he wasn't supposed to have on him. There was something causing his paranoia. But again, dude with the camera standing 100 meters away at night, you really think they're clearly capturing your image? Maybe not draw attention to yourself? Toe Jam says that was me. This is my way of saying sorry. There was also a pub with a lot of people out on the patio. And my first instinct was to run that way. But then the cop car was right there, so I just went straight up to the cruiser in the middle of the road, and I think I knocked on his glass or on his window. I forget exactly how it went down, but it was something like that. Yeah, it was, I think that place with the blue sign, that's the health shop. I think that was like a bar or a pub back then, and they had a patio. I might be wrong. Someone's looking at it on Google Street View. But it was like right there. Yes, I remember that, Pete. But we're almost at St. Clair, where I think I'm going to be signing off. We're going to be a little under an hour and 30. Hey, I checked out the number of people in the chat. 666. It was one of these places. Hey, Subash. Fitzrovia. Aren't they a pharmaceutical company? Donkey says, "Do I need you as your bodyguard? You're 6'7" and 276 pounds? Well, that certainly fits the bill as intimidating."
Hi,
Hi.
your channel's amazing.
Oh,
I was gonna
hi.
say that.
Do you want to be on the stream?
Okay. But yeah, your channel is amazing.
All right. Would people know you in the chat by anything?
No.
No? All right. Well, nice to meet you.
Yes, thank you.
Have a good night. No, thank you. Cheers. Friendly viewer. Alerted my spidey senses a little bit. I kind of looked over my shoulder and saw someone coming up on me, but I realized instantly that they were a friendly force or a friendly face force, either one. Well, thank you, friendly stranger, for the kind words, and glad you're enjoying the stream and the video. We've got a pretty good ratio on this channel of nice folks to dinguses. Maybe it's 100 to 1. He was 667, now we're stuck at 666. It's just a number. This is Yonge and St. Clair. Technically, everything I've walked through north of Bloor is Midtown, but I don't really think of Midtown until I think of Yonge and St. Clair. So obviously Yonge and Davisville, Yonge and Eglinton. But let's not forget Yonge and Bathurst as well, as a kind of semi-major Midtown intersection. Howard Charco says 5 feet 21. Howard Charco is super tall as well. Got some really tall viewers. I'm a whopping 5'11", 164 pounds, soaking wet. That was a nice U-turn. Yonge and Bathurst, sorry. Bathurst and St. Clair. I passed Ken. Scoozy dropping the time of when I passed Ken. Neat stuff. Dull video says your average height, sorry. Welcome to the club. Crazy thought, get a stranger to say toe jam or high toe jam for 50. I don't think I'm that courageous tonight, and you've spoiled me enough, sir. But I am going to end the live stream in a minute. I'm going to pop into the subway station. I'm digging this building. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I'm going to post a video tomorrow morning for 9 a.m. EST. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when I go live next. I want to thank our mods, Patreon supporters, channel members, subscribers, and everyone who watched. Huge thanks to everyone who sent support, and thanks guys for hitting that like button. And Toe Jam, of course, thank you for making it rain. Seriously, thank you guys so much, and thanks again, Toe Job, and everyone else, just for tuning in. I'll go live again, I'm not sure when, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday, maybe Monday. Maybe I'll take the whole dang weekend off, who knows, but there will be videos tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, and probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. And I'll be live Sunday night on the Johnny Stumbles channel. Canadian Vasily, the Artichoke Building. Moderator Vasily, dropping 5 bones. Thank you, Vasily. As we look up at the Artichoke Building in Vasily's own words. But thank you guys so much. Lisa says Toodaloo, Phuket Walk, Mark D, Colleen, Alicia, Chowdhury, Jillian, Gertej, Delvideo, Rome with Sign, Madano, Trojan, Marie, Chris. Oh. All right, I don't want to look like I'm filming them. We'll point the camera over here for now. Toe Jam says good night. Hey, you got that #1 status. Thank you, Toe Jam. All right. They seemed a little young to be drunk. So I guess they're just hopped up on sugar or something. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to roll the credits. Yoink. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, Toe Jam, and everyone.